Chelsea is given she saw this man and was like, oh, he looks like Kwame. Let's put him on the show. Because how did he get on the show? We need to know. Yeah. Somebody give me a paper trail. How did this happen? Who signed off on it? Chelsea, was it you? Who was it?
Welcome back in, everyone. This is Black Girls Talking TV, where we bring the group chat to life and discuss all your favorite TV shows. Today is all about Love is Blind, Season 9. We are covering episodes 7, 8, and 9. I am Victoria. I am one of your hosts, and I'm a psychologist.
And I'm Kamaria. I'm an attorney and a pop culture writer. So let's get into it. We're going to talk about everybody couple by couple. So let's start with Edmond and Calabria. It was a lot this episode too. Let's start at the mixer though.
Yeah.
Let's start at the mixer. Because, like, you said this last episode, is she inciting him? It was giving that to me. It was giving, like, straight up, there was no reason for this argument. You made a whole ass argument out of nothing.
Yeah, agreed. I feel like what he was saying wasn't even that big of a deal. He literally was just like, wow, what a compliment to hear that your partner feels like you are perfect. Like, it's something he wanted to hear. And she went into, oh, I don't do nothing for you. It's like, you went from 0 to 100. You telling him he comparing. And he clearly has a hard time communicating, especially when he is in a very emotional state or overwhelmed. And you immediately put him in a place to be overwhelmed. I feel like anybody would have been overwhelmed, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, I think sometimes, and I know I do this with my partner. Like, if I instantly react, he immediately pulls back and he's just like, he tries to console me. And at the same time, it's like, I don't even feel like I can say certain things to you because of the way that you react. And I saw that in this full blown. Also see it with Madison, right? Like, it's like, sometimes you got to give somebody some space and time to be able to communicate and communicate clearly. And not hearing what you're hearing, right? Like, sometimes we don't always hear exactly what is being said. We're hearing our interpretation of it. And so, because he's having a hard time communicating, it's like he can never get to his actual point. So he's just like, I love you, because he doesn't know what to say in this moment because you're at 100 right now and you need to bring it down.
Yeah, like, for me, it was giving, like, because, like, even how it started off, like, she's the one comparing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She literally is taking a statement he's saying that it must, well, whatever he said, I don't know if he said it must be nice, but I think he said something to the effect of, like, that must be a nice thing to have your partner, to have somebody say that you're perfect. That probably sounds good to hear. And so, like, for me, it felt like, one, she was the one comparing.
Yeah.
She was the one. She asked him, oh, what? It almost gave, this whole interaction gave, like, are you trying to be with this man because you feel like you could check him, you could control him, you could, like, be, and he gonna fall in line? Like, it was giving, like, I'm a big dog, you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what the energy it was giving. And on top of that, it's like, it just wasn't that big of a deal. She kept saying, being like, oh, are you doing this right here? Are you doing this right now? And it's like, she the one doing it.
Yeah.
Like, she is making a big deal out of nothing. You get what I'm saying? And not only, like, even if she was offended by the statement, which she can be, everybody can be like, I would have liked you to say something differently or whatever. Like, knowing what we know about Edmond, and she should know more than we know because she doesn't experience this man in person, he seems very, like, good intention, just bad delivery. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, that could have been because you know someone's intention, you could give them a little grace and had a conversation at home. You know what I'm saying?
Not only that, but it was like, she was like, admire, don't compare. And I was like, he is admiring this. He literally, what he said was out of admiration. Like, wow. It is nice to hear that. Like, that's an amazing thing to hear your partner say, and something that he probably would be longing to hear himself. And I'm like, you can tell just from this interaction, she is constantly putting him down because he was like, I just want you to say something nice. And I recognize that he was like, you never say anything nice, but I think, like I said before, like with ADHD, like if this is something that Edmond struggles with, I can see where sometimes he goes to like these overgeneralized statements and thoughts where he's like, you never, you
Mm-hmm.
always, right? Because it's like he has
Mm-hmm.
a hard time being able to
Mm-hmm.
compartmentalize and not make it
Mm-hmm.
seem,
The
like
yeah, the
so big,
whole.
like it's the whole of their relationship. But
Mm-hmm.
like that is that
Mm-hmm.
emotionality that comes through when somebody is saying those statements and it's a little irrational, right? But it's like clearly he would like you to say nicer things to him, and you are
Mm-hmm.
obviously saying a lot of mean things or things that put him in a place where I'm checking you, I'm big dogging you. And even
Mm-hmm.
with whatever he got going on, he still deserves to be loved in a fair place and as an
Yeah,
equal and
yeah,
not like your
yeah.
child, because he's not a
For
child.
sure. Cause when she was up there, like she told him something. She said like it was like giving like don't do that, don't do. It was some like instructions she gave him.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they were, but she said something in that whole little exchange. And like even if like let's say behind the scenes they got a lot going on, and he's like you never, you never, you never, and he's been saying this as a broken record. And what if he was intentionally saying that? Even if he was intentionally being like this, trying to rub it in her face that somebody else's woman is doing for them what he like. Even if that was the case, I don't feel like Calabria's response justified. Like I don't think that was justified. Like I
Yeah.
don't feel like I
The
feel like even if that is the
stonewalling,
case,
it was too much.
it was so much like she made it a thing. I'm like, girl, it's almost like when you know somebody, that's why like when we talk about this whole thing with Netflix, when you know somebody is operating at a space of like there's a lot of emotional either immaturity or imbalance or something. He's not regulated emotionally all the way all the time. It's like we could tell that as viewers. It's like Netflix, all the casting calls y'all did, y'all couldn't tell us. And it's like you, Calabria, being there in person with him, you should be able to tell this. And so if we know that as viewers, only seeing the footage we've seen, and you've seen him every day, you should know, you get what I'm saying, that this is not the way to interact or respond to somebody in that way. You
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm saying? It almost gives like exploitation in that same way that it's like, I understand you don't have the capacity for all this, but I'm going to argue you down and argue you down in front of all these cameras because I know you're not gonna be able to come back from, with it. You ain't gonna be able to, string your sentences together to come at me the way I can come at you.
Yeah.
And so I didn't like that energy.
Yeah. No, agreed. And I'm almost gonna even like pull back and say like they are two different sides of the same coin, because the way Calabria
Mm-hmm.
responded was very emotionally immature in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and he literally said, I don't want to do this here, and she is responding, you're gonna do this here, and he's like, I don't want to do this here, and then he comes over
Mm-hmm.
to try and make up with you and like talk
Mm-hmm.
to you, and you're just like, I don't want to do that right now, and like you know how that
Mm-hmm.
would make your partner feel like,
Mm-hmm.
and that is for any human, like it is emasculating and it is
Mm-hmm.
dehumanizing to be like, not
Mm-hmm.
talking to you right now, like you some just
Yeah.
like cat on the street, like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
disrespectful to do that to the person
Mm-hmm.
that you're talking
Mm-hmm.
about you want to marry.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like that is why like last episode I was talking about that there's something in like everybody keeps talking about Edmond, but there's something in Calabria that matches with his energy. And so like people can talk all day about like, oh, what is Edmond doing and how it's like if you are a woman who chooses a man who shows up in a sort of like emotionally dysregulated way that he continues to show up, there's something about you that thinks that's okay, something about you that is comfortable in that space. And so her being two sides of the same coin, I totally see it. I totally see it. I was thinking like even on this whole thing of like Netflix and the exploitation, like I put in the chat, shout out to our Love is Blind chat, DM us on
Yes.
Instagram. But I put in the chat, I asked, is Chelsea from the past seasons, remember like what's she, season 4, season 5 with Kwame?
Oh
Is she
yeah.
still over casting? Because I remember at one of the reunions they announced like, oh, she's going to be our new casting director or whatever,
Oh, I
right?
had no
And
idea.
so like, oh, you had no idea, girl, yes. I don't know if she still is. I don't know. But I was like, it's given she saw this man and was like, oh, look at this. He looks like Kwame. Like, yes, he's like, let's put him on the show because he does kind of look like Kwame.
He does, but that would be insane. Oh god, like
Look, how did he get on the show? We need to know.
Yeah.
Somebody give me a paper trail. How did this happen? Who signed off on it? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did this happen? I need to know. Chelsea, was it you? Who was it? They need to explain this because it's not even like I'm not even understanding how like I don't know. Understand how it got past first casting call, second casting call, phone call. Like, I don't get how it got past that, and people didn't even see that. And that's why it has to be that it's like you exploiting this man, because like, did you care about the fact that he might be like, look at him on the on the last episode batches? You get what I'm saying? Like, like him.
I mean, it's
his
all in
emotional
Netflix.
well-being.
Yeah, it's all in whoever's in the seat,
not being
in the multiple seats, in the multiple interviews, in the psychological evaluation, in the evaluations after that, in the physical. Everybody on the casting team, the director's team, the producer's team is most definitely responsible for the exploitation of Edmond. I will also say too, though, right? Like, it's a few people on this cast and I'm like, how did y'all get through? You know what I'm saying? The one thing that I did note though in this batch of episodes, especially the way Edmond said, like, I don't want to do this right now, and like he was very calm and like cool and collected, I was like, he's gonna learn a lot about himself. I think this is going to be a great mirror for him. And I know he's probably getting a lot of backlash right now because there are a lot of people in the world who don't understand the realm of just mental health and how it can show up. And I've seen a lot of takes where people just think, oh, he's just emotionally unregulated. And it's like, no, it's a little bit more beyond that. It's a little bit more, it's deeper than that. You know what I'm saying?
And there's a lot of trauma, and it's like all this stuff is crossing. Who knows what's what? You know, it's just something.
A lot of things, a lot of dice rolled when it comes to Edmond, and whoever works with him, I'm sure would also just like enjoy helping him like get to figure out all of those pieces, right? I think there is a lot of that can come from whatever process that he might go through after this. But I truly feel like he's gonna come out of this a better person. Like
You think so? That's interesting.
I do.
I didn't think you was about to say that. I thought you were about to say that this episode was the first episode that we saw him super calm. And I was like, girl, that's how I was like, raised my hand. I was like, that's one thing I noted about the mother's visit. And I guess we can get into that when we get into it. But like, calm. He was the calmest I've ever seen him.
Yeah, but I think you learn about yourself through social interaction. I feel like this is still like a group therapeutic setting where you guys are all communicating with each other constantly. You're going through something very fast paced, very emotionally intense. And because of that, I feel like coming out of this and then having to watch it back, he has no choice. It's like it's corrective therapy in a sense, right? Where you get to test your personality out on all different types of personalities. You see what fits, what doesn't fit, and then you got the cameras there too, so you get all of this judgment from other people. I feel like it is going to help shape him. I just think it's going to be
I definitely experience. I'm not sure if I would call it positive, but I definitely feel what you're saying. I do think it will,
in the end, you know, I mean, everybody struggles with this. Everybody, like,
but that's why I worry about him, to be honest. Like, I worry about like everything that comes down, even like, we're not even saying the worst of anything, but I think that like it's just difficult to hear. Like, if you're going through your life and you don't think that your trauma has affected you, people get a lot of defensiveness when you start talking like, there ain't nothing wrong with, you know, me. And it's like, we all got some shit wrong with us, okay? It's about like, are you functioning healthy? And so to hear other people call you out on specific behaviors, like, especially when they are trauma induced, possibly, right? Like, it's difficult to hear. Like, and especially for men. Especially for men. And it's like, that's how you get these. Was it Young Thug? Who was it? Is it Young Thug? Yeah, talking about like, I don't feel like my woman needs to talk to a therapist. Like, that doesn't, it's like, it's because you attach some type of shame to the fact that there's trauma and there are things that you might need to unpack. And so if he's not in a position where we're looking at like, oh, day-to-day life comes easy for him to manage all of this, it's giving to me that it might be a little bit much. So I don't know. But
it'll be a lot. But I think at the end, when he gets through it and he's processed it, I truly think he's going to be
the better.
Okay, and it's going to be for the better. I did see a clip of him praying. He prayed over him, KB, the cast, like as episodes were dropping. To just like ask for protection with the public
Mm-hmm.
scrutiny and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I got faith in Edmond. I do. I got faith in
Yeah.
him.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not no
I'm
lack
not saying
of
that you don't. I don't think
faith.
that
It's
you're
just,
saying that you don't.
no,
I
but
do
I feel
get
you.
it.
Maybe it is a lack of faith shit. Let me keep it real. Maybe it's like I'm joking. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. It's like an unknown. It's like a
Yeah.
question mark. I don't know.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because what we see on the episodes feels like there's a lot for him to manage, and then this what he's received. Because like when I said that, I don't even think we're saying like the harshest of things. Because like we're not. One thing I will say is that we're not saying anything out of ill intention. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like everything is just we are recapping a show. This is what we see.
Yeah.
It's not personal. It's literally this is just what our read on it is. And I think it's the right way to go about it. You know what I'm saying? Like there are a lot of people who are joking about him, and there are a lot of people who are saying things about like, oh, he just wanted him this or he just wanted that and da 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 da. Like he's just an average man who ain't no good. You know what I'm saying? And it's like there's more deeper layers to this story than just that. So I say all that to say that like I do like the way we're approaching it, but even what we're saying can be difficult for someone to hear. And so imagine this and then all the spectrum of the responses he's getting. So that's just my only
Well, Edmund,
concern.
if you're
But
listening to this, just know you got people over here rooting for you, and we hope you are all right
yes,
a year
yes.
and a half later, and you are around
Yeah,
people who love
yeah.
you and make you feel safe.
Yeah. Speaking of love, people who love him and make him feel safe.
Yes, his
Let's
mama.
get into this mama visit.
Ah,
I really liked it. I really
yeah,
liked the
I did
mama
too. I
visit.
did too. I said,
You
"Come
know,
on,
I like
Ghana."
me a little connection with the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
motherland in
yeah, yeah.
Ghana.
She
Like
came
I
in the
was
rap. I
like,
said, "Oh, that's a spiritual woman."
I
I don't know what she did
I
in her past that
know. Yeah.
all the trauma and she couldn't keep her kids and
Yeah.
whatnot and what was in place there. But I was like, it
Yeah.
seems like she has come around to the other
Yeah.
side.
And it's like you never know. Sometimes a lot of things that can happen with people being their kids being taken away from. Some of it can be financial.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying? It can be, like they don't have money. They're not feeding, it's like it could be financial, and financial hardship isn't always like a moral failure. You get what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Mm.
Like it's just not. So I have no clue what led them to be, in the system, him and his, I guess, siblings. But it definitely seems like she very much loves him and he very much loves her. And like just an aside, I did like an internship when I was in law school. I remember at this organization that handled like guardian litem cases for kids in foster care or kids in the system. And I remember one of the first cases being like this family where the son was having some medical issues that no one could figure out, and so it's causing him too much pain to eat. And so like he was a little smaller, but it wasn't like starvation smaller. But when the mom was taking him to the hospital to figure out like what's going on, and she was like, he's not wanting to eat, so I can't force him. I'm not forcing him, and all this other stuff. They called CPS on her, and so that's how they got involved. And it's just like you just never know how
Yeah.
people get involved that first time, and then it just kind of can get in there. And so I just, I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah, I really liked her. I really I liked her. She definitely, is giving, they done they done been through some things. So you
Yes.
could tell just even how the way she operate. But I definitely felt good love. I liked her little gift. When she was like she had the waist beads for
Yeah.
Kalybriah. I was like,
Yeah.
go ahead, girl.
Very cute, very cute.
So
When he was making them pancakes and she was like, "You mixing the pancakes in the pot?" Calabria, when Edmond was
what's
making the
that?
pancakes for his mama, and he was actually mixing the pancake dough in the pot, like instead of a
Whoa.
bowl. And she was like, I was like, that baby clearly got it out the mud, okay?
I
Like,
know.
my cousin, she does foster care, and I will never ever forget. Them kids used to get up on a chair to make their own ramen noodle. Like they were like 2 and 3 years
Oh.
old, and they knew how to
What?
literally get the chair. Not 2 and 3, maybe like 3 and 4.
What?
They was babies,
Uh-huh.
okay? That should not have been anywhere, but they knew how to make themselves some ramen
Oh,
noodles in the microwave. And I'm
wow.
like, you just them survival instincts, you make it work with what you
Yeah.
got. Point blank, period.
No, that's
I was literally
real.
wrote down, not her judging him. I mean, he making the pancakes. The pancakes gonna be made, girl. It's a circular shaped object where you can mix something in. Don't be judging that
Right.
man. You know what he done been through.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No. But yeah, that was nice. That, like I said, it was the quietest. I was like, he ain't. I'm like, and I didn't know what to make of it.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, it could be good, it could be bad. Maybe there's like a trauma response of being quiet in the mom's presence, because I don't know what the mom and him what their history is. But he was like I said, this drop of episode is the quietest I done seen him.
Yeah. He could also too just be also learning. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
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 I love that he also bought her some rollerblades. I was like, that's cute, because that's something he really
cute.
enjoys doing. Him having on, I know a lot of people were talking about him having rollerblades on, like inside the hotel or in the kitchen, and I'm like, people who roller skate and rollerblade, like, that's the thing. Sometimes I pull out my roller skates and just be in my living room jamming, like, and it's a thing in the roller community. Like, it's not an odd thing to just throw your rollerblades on. It's not an odd thing to take your rollerblades with you to vacation. Like, people who really skate, them rollerblades and roller skates is with them wherever they go.
Yeah. No, I was like, because I'm gonna be in Chicago with Victoria this coming weekend, and I was like, oh, should I pack my my rollerblades? So I'm like, Victoria rollerblades. I mean, not rollerblade, but roller skates. And so I'm like, maybe I should pack mine.
I ain't skated in a while, but I would definitely go with you.
You know, I ain't enough room in that suitcase, girl.
Yeah, you are already bringing a lot.
I know, right? And so, shout out though, we will be at the Spectacular Black Girl Art Show. I'm going to be doing it with another business, but if you're in Chicago, come on out and see us. But anywho, one thing I will say about the visit with the mom, like when she came in, Calabria was like, he got you cooking already, and she was like, no, she was like, not even, girl, or something. She called her girl, and she was like, that's your son. Like, nah, girl, that's your son, or whatever. And I was like, a little familiar, very quickly. But it didn't seem to carry on. And then also the other two things is that the mom was talking about her other daughter-in-laws.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
when they watch his back, baby, they're gonna be like, nah, now man, I don't know his last name, but my man.
I know. And then I was like, because what she was saying is like they always be telling on her to their sons. And I'm like, telling on her, what you doing, mama? What's happening? What you be doing that these girls gotta tell on you? But then, did you hear the part of when she was saying she looked at her Instagram, her and the sister, and it was like, nah. She's like, but when I meet her, I like her. Did you see that part?
That must have went right over my head.
She said something. She was like, when I first looked at her Instagram, she's like, I ain't think, I was like, me and her sister was like, nah, like me and your aunt or something, like my sister, somebody she was looking at it with, we was like, nah. I was like, let me go look at Calabria's Instagram, because I ain't even really look. But she was like, nah. She said, but when I meet her, I like her. But I think it's like, there's something about Calabria's energy that definitely gives like they cut from the same cloth type of energy. Like, I can bring you to the cookout. And so I could see her liking her on first impression. She seems to like be sturdy enough to stand her ground, But yeah.
Yeah. Anything else about KB and Edmond?
No.
He did apologize about the conversation about the sex talk. I do kind of wonder what's going on off camera with them. Because I mean, we hear it all the time. Off camera just looks way different than on camera.
Right.
But I did like that she was like, we're learning each other. I'm happy it happened because I get to see how he reacts. But in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, so now you know how he reacts, and you still want to incite him. But okay.
Yeah. And there is she did like an interview, and she was saying like that night of that argument, she slept outside, like slept on the balcony in like, I guess, one of the lawn chairs or whatever. Like, she didn't sleep in the bed with him that night because she thought the behavior was weird or whatever. I think it was a People article, but I was like, that's very interesting. Like, the whole dynamic, of all of that is interesting,
Yeah. Why
and the fact that she continues to keep walking forward. And I wrote
like, not the couch. Not another room? You went outside?
But no. But,
why we skip all of that?
But like, yeah, this is
not
when they
him on the
hotel,
couch,
though.
Not him in another room.
Yeah, yeah, I know, right? What? Yeah. But
she wanted to get that point across, baby. I'm a suffer. You making me suffer. No, let me stop.
I know. but I wrote in my notes, I was like, it's interesting to me that like she's just so like, it's like she's too calm for my liking to some of these things and some of these behaviors that I'm like, it should give you pause. You know what I mean? Like she keeps just like proceeding, or like when he was, I mean, not that this is a huge thing, but like when he was like hiding in the little cabinet, and she was just like, okay, well, if you like it, I love it. And it's like, there's just some behaviors that she just keeps going back. Now that was like more innocent, because like, shoot, I don't know, I done been known to do a childlike thing in my adulthood too, but it's interesting. But the one last thing I want to say before we move off them is when they were having that argument at the end, and she told him not to cut her off. Then when they sat down there to do that he was like, I love you. And she was like, I don't want to hear it. She just kept cutting him off. Yeah. It's like, how you going to cut him off? Just ask him to stop cutting you off, but you going to cut him off. It's like, it's giving anything to win the argument, anything to sound better. And that, like I said, it's just, it doesn't sit right with me how she handled him in this episode. It don't sit right with me at all. Like,
yeah, agreed. Yeah. Agreed. Alrighty, so should we move on to
Joe and Madison?
Madison and Joe. Another one where I'm like, girl, you have got to let this man talk. Like, it's like when you told me, like, I be on your neck in these episodes. I literally wrote down, I was like, Madison be on Joe's neck. That man can't even get the thought out.
I said that.
Yeah. You was like, sometimes you just be right on my neck and, just wait for me to slow down what I'm saying before you, like.
Yeah, I know that, girl. I'll be on some next, but I think our chemistry is
we're
good,
great.
Girl. We got to work on our restraint.
Yes.
We don't talk over each other. But
we be excited. But Madison and Joe, like, for real, like, Madison, it's like Joe was like trying to formulate his words, and you can tell. I feel like he is trying to be intentional, but the way she reacts, it's like he don't even have time to try to process what he's saying and then reprocess, so it comes out in a way where she doesn't react. It's like he's like, in the well, you want me to be upset, you don't want me to it's like, girl, I'm like, I could tell Madison probably thought like Joe was the evil one in this, and I'm like, Madison, baby, hopefully you have done some reflection after watching yourself back, because you be going from 0 to 1,000 way too quickly, like way too quickly, and it clearly shuts Joe down. I literally was like, I gotta go back and watch how Joe was communicating in the pods, because based on this, he can't communicate. But I'm like, he can't communicate because he don't have a safe place to communicate. Madison is going to chop his neck off. Like, okay, yes. When Edmond said, I'm gonna die tonight, I'm like, that's Joe and Edmond.
Yeah, it's like, their dynamic, I wrote down twice. I was like, these people do not need to be together. Yeah. They do not need to be together. Like, she is just not, they're not compatible. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, for various reasons. One, because he don't really like her. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or he's not attracted to her physically enough. And for men, I've said this before, and then people, whatever, you can agree or disagree, but I do think it's a requirement. Like, men need that physical attraction. So that's already off rip, boom. Mm-hmm. It ain't right. It ain't enough. And it's doomed already. Her, on her end, she is too reactive. Everything is so reactive. Like, everything is such a big deal. As a mom.
Like, I feel like if the little boy want to jump from the couch to the bed, like, it's too much. And I hate to say that about a woman, but I'm like, girl, like, no, you have to, like, it is a requirement that you work on that for your well-being and everybody else around you. Like, that's not a nurturing household. It's not giving that. It's not giving that based on her reactions. And I felt like he can't even, like, be real with his concerns because of the way that she be reacting. I feel like he would have probably been said, we have to work on our attraction, or here's some things that you can
Uh,
do, to make me attracted to you. Even if that could have been a thing, right? But it's like
yeah.
she would never be able to hear nothing like that.
Receive that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wouldn't, but also I don't give him a pass for not saying what he's like. I don't give him a
Yeah,
pass
no, no,
at
no.
all. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like he needs to have been clear with her that, because she over there telling something. He's like, oh, I want to get you pregnant. There's 100%. She's almost 100% on the physical. I'm like, girl, it's not 100%. That's the only thing I know about this show.
Yeah.
And right now, like,
I was
what I see.
confused because I was like, usually, they put on. That's what I was saying like earlier with the camera difference. I'm like, usually they put on when the cameras are there, but he telling we didn't see that. So I'm like,
Yeah.
he said that when the
I
cameras
mean,
was
he might
off.
have said it. Yeah, but I'm like, whatever he's giving to her is making her feel like he's attracted to her, and he needs to clarify. He needs to
Yeah.
clarify where he is with it all. And I know that's like, it's like, oh, it may hurt her feelings, but it's like, you want reality, girl? You don't. And that's the thing too. I think that the difference in how they argue is like Megan, not Megan, what's her name? Madison.
Madison.
Madison a little bit on the fake. She arguing in a fake reality, and Joe is in real life. You know what I'm saying? That's why sometimes when she up here and like he start laughing, because it's like, bitch, you floating, like, and he's in reality, and it's like, this is hysterical right now. It's like, I'm in real life. What? And like, because he's in reality, he isn't telling her, like, I would say he's not telling her the truth about his attraction. But as far as when they're talking about things day to day and they're having these discussions, like, even the fact that he brought that up, being like, are you scared? I'm like, he's in reality, right? The reality is this man is a little unsure about you, and he's trying to figure out, am I alone in this, or are you in it? Are you also unsure? And him bringing that up, yes, that's making you feel a certain type of way. But it's like, on her end, she's not dealing with the reality of, like, yes, you have a man who's not all sure about it as you maybe, or whatever. And you have to recognize that this is the exploration phase.
Yeah.
Y'all are still exploring each other. And while that may suck, I personally would not say it's his fault for that. You know what I mean? Like, he feels how he feels about it all. However, I do fault him for the prejudiced sort of like way of, oh, I don't really usually date someone big as like her, those sort of like stereotypical beauty standards sort of things. It's like, that's on you to own. Yes. But at the end of the day, it serves no purpose, and it serves no benefit for him to fake it with you, and to be on the recipient end of something that is fakey.
Yeah.
Like,
and when they went to go see his parents, I was like, this is the fakest family meetup I have ever seen, I think, in the history of Love is Blind. What? Madison was running that conversation, baby, to make it seem like everything is peaches and cream, and Joe was all wrapped up in there like, it's just been a beautiful thing. This is the easiest part. I'm like, the easiest part? Y'all argue every day. This is the easiest part, and y'all argue every day? You can't communicate with this girl, and this is the easiest part?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying about that. I thought you meant like their family was fake.
Oh, no.
But it's funny though, like, after he was talking to the cameras after the dinner, he was like, this is the part of her that made me fall in love. And it's funny, I look back at my notes, and like the whole time I'm like, this girl faking with this family. She's on. She's like, I'm delivering. I'm gonna deliver. She's doing a little performance.
Yeah.
And then for him to turn around and be like, this is the girl I fell in love. I'm like, you know what? She probably was performing in them pods or whatever. I'm not trying to say like she wasn't being herself, but it's like, how you are your most vibrant self.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't always keep that up. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't, even like when we come to these podcast episodes, like, this is me, this is folks who know me. This is how I act. But I don't just be all day just walking to the fridge, like, and such and such, I don't be out here just having the same energy that you experience that you and I have.
Yeah, I mean, just being you like, in multiple versions of you. But yeah, she's definitely.
Yeah, it's like there's different elements to me. And so I wonder if that's her I'm gonna be charming sort of personality. And and he just never saw the other, like the hysterical personality or these other aspects of her personality, you know?
No, for sure, for sure.
What
But
you
I will
laughing at?
say he is still like you can tell even when he was talking at the end or whatever, outside, that he's still trying to grapple with the fact that he's not attracted to her because he was just like,
Yeah.
that's Madison. Like he just keeps going back to the pods. He's just like, the Madison I fell in love with in the pods. Like that's Madison. I think he said it too when they were still in Mexico, and she was like, well, even after. And he's like, yeah, but like, the pods, like, it's like he keeps going back to, he want to go back to the version of you he can't see, like.
Right. And also, I think that another thing that may have facilitated that is like when you're with your family, the sexual part of you kind of is like a little turned off. You know what I'm saying? Like you're in the just your heart space sort of part of you. And so maybe he was able to feel her and see her more because he's not thinking with his, member. He's just experiencing who she is as a like personality, like her personality, because this whole family situation kind of turned that off, and maybe that is, I don't know. I have no clue. I just know that this man if they get married, I will be shocked. If they still together at the reunion, even if they get married, I will be shocked. You know what I'm saying?
Very shocked.
They will shock me. But I've been shocked
before.
My
nervous boy, my sleepy boy. I hate when she say that. I'm like, call this man a boy one more time.
So funny.
Call him a boy. You need to start calling him a man so you can see him as a man and talk to him like a man.
And it's so funny though when he said that, like, when I walk out, I was just like, I was kind of like just thrown off. I was in shock. If I was his sister, I would be like, red flag right there. Is my brother into this woman? Because I know as a woman, when a man sees whoever, like with Megan's and her dad's in the story with when I saw her at the parting doors, like that was a story. You know what I'm saying? That's a way to, that's how, look, the man got to be in it physically. No matter how messed up that is, he got to be in it physically, and he got to be in it, like, he got to like you. Like, I remember somebody saying one of the most important qualities that you got to have in a man, even above like good character and all those other things, he's got to want you. If you chasing him and he don't want you, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. Like, he may be able to work and grow and mature on some of them other things, but if he don't like you, it ain't never gonna work. And I agree.
Very interesting. Me and my boyfriend were watching Love is Blind Friends, and there's a couple on there where the girl is not attracted, like she wasn't physically attracted to the guy. And I was trying to explain to him, for women it's a little bit different. I was like, this right here is a man. The way he shows up, his story, everything, at least from what I have seen on the episodes, I was like, she is gonna fall in love with his looks very soon because of just who he is. And that's how it works, I feel like, for women. Like, I feel like our attraction sometimes to men can be very fleeting. Like, you start just not showing up the way we want you to, that cootie cat, it start turning off. It'd be like my body is rejecting you. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, he is gonna end up, it's gonna be like this, like white on rice, baby, soon, because there's no way, based on their emotional connection that they already had, and then just how patient and like loving he has been, and like they get closer and closer and closer every single episode. I was like, I feel like it might just work out.
And I think that for women, there's a basket of attraction. Like, it is not just the physical. Like, I feel like, or it's not the primary portion of the basket. Like, I don't know what percent, I don't want to give it a percentage, but it's not a majority, share of that basket. And for men, it's for sure and for certain a majority share of that basket. Like, hands down. Should we circle back to the beginning of the episode where they dropped us off, where she was in her own hotel room, she left, they had the little argument, basically the finish or the completion of what we ended the last episode on. I don't know if you had thoughts on that. I was just like, I stopped feeling bad for her when she woke that man up.
Honestly, she just, I mean, the man is incoherent, okay?
Yeah.
It was like she was longing for him to be the best fiance in the world, give her all of this
Yeah.
reassurance. It's like she wanted him to be like, "Oh, you're back, babe," like, and give you a kiss goodnight and just show up
Yeah.
as a fully functioning individual. And the
I
man was drunk.
know.
Like, he can't do that. He cannot do that.
Yeah.
Like, he over here like,
Did you
bruh, I was drunk. I came back. I woke up. I don't know what time it is. I mean, I'm just waking up. You asking all these damn
Mhm.
questions again on
Mhm.
my neck. Like, I don't know. It was like she literally, like I said,
Y-
unrealistic expectations, living in fantasy world,
yeah.
not in reality, because
Yeah.
reality
Not
is
in
right in front of
reality.
your
Yeah.
face saying, "Baby, I'm drunk," and you're in fantasy world
Yeah.
of like, "Well, I just came back to help you," and like, I don't know why you're doing this and why you're
Yeah.
acting like this. You're being scary. Like,
It was interesting that they slept in the separate rooms, and then when they came back, and I noticed it a couple times from their disagreements, when they come back together, Joe just says like a whole, okay, I apologize. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. And it's like, yeah, some of the apologies are necessary on both sides, but also it reads as though happy wife, happy life. I'm just
yeah,
close this
yeah.
argument down by just being like, I'm
Yes.
sorry,
Yes,
because
because
they did that
acknowledge
a
what she is
couple
doing.
times.
Like, acknowledge
Yeah.
that she is
But he
not
probably like
providing a
set her
space
off
for you to
again.
talk, and maybe, don't
Yeah.
come in expecting me to be a fully functioning human when I'm drunk. I left an event early
Right.
because I was that drunk. So maybe
It,
don't come in asking me 1,000 questions when I am drunk. I'm
right.
so, but I felt like the only thing he needed to apologize for in that moment was getting that drunk. Like,
Yeah,
literally, like,
yeah.
that's it. And
Yeah.
having to end the night
That
and end the experience with the other couples.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, and like how he was, treating her at the party, but
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
part of the drunkenness and part of him, I guess.
Yeah.
Did you see him when he was like he was doing something like he looked like he was about to throw up? He was doing a running man stance or looking like the girl who was with the pink jacket who was just bent over, looking, squinting. He did that trying to talk with her in the argument. He was just like, I was like, is this man about to like? It's like context clues,
Yeah.
girl. Look at the whole way he's operating.
I
It was
didn't
just a lot. But
specifically
anyway,
notice it, but it's just
yeah.
he's drunk.
Like her brain should have specifically noticed the context of the situation.
Get him
Yeah.
some water and let
But
him sleep. That's it. That's
right.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
I know Madison is in a tizzy right now because I know she ain't getting the thought she thought she was finna get, baby. Like, we are with you
Yeah.
about him not being attracted to you, but girl,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
on that
Like at
next.
least let them be attracted to the
Yeah.
personalities.
Yeah.
Like it's like okay.
Right. Give him something to be
Like
like, okay, like just maybe. Just maybe.
yeah, but you girl.
Because I feel
But
like, you love somebody enough, you can also tell them, like, I want you to be healthy, even though she's not an unhealthy size. Like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
anyhow.
I mean, it's a little tough with coming from a man,
Yeah, it
to be
is. It
honest.
is.
It's a little tough. But I also don't think he loves her. No matter how many times he says it, I don't.
Yeah.
I just think he says it to be nice. But
Oh, and
anyway,
that was the other thing with them. She keeps saying "I love you," and I know she mentioned in the first drop of episodes how he never says it first. And I'm like, I don't even know if she necessarily like loves him. I think she wants to hear it, so it's like I'm saying it. It's like I say
that's
it to
real.
just know that you're in. It's like that's the thing that she looks for, to know that, I don't know, to just make it feel a little bit more real for her.
Yeah.
Because there is still something in her that she is feeling that says like something about this is not feeling 100% safe, which is why she keeps looking for reassurance. So it's like,
Yeah.
instead of just being observant, she's like just
Fishing
jumping on
for
it.
it.
Like, she's just like, I'm gonna create the environment and the space for this to go exactly the way I want it to go. I'm gonna push, 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 and when you do that, you some things end up the way you exactly don't want them because you've pushed so
No, for
hard.
real.
It doesn't end up becoming something that develops naturally, or just it just doesn't end up being what you wanted. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Anything else on them, or you want to
No, that's
switch
it
into
for Madison and
Annie
Joe. Should we
and
go ahead and get
Nick?
into Nick and Annie, and then of course sprinkle in there Brendan and Kate from the mixer as well?
Yeah, it's from the mixer. Yeah. Well, let's actually start there.
Yeah.
I was like, I was so annoyed with Annie being like, he was all like, you know, you're my number one, you're my top priority, but now it's not giving that. First of all, you
Why
said
do
you
you
left
want
him
it to
because he
give that?
wasn't giving you all that, you know?
Yeah.
And then 2, yes, why do you think after you got engaged to someone else, he would be at this mixer giving you all the energy that you received from him before? It's like, girl, no, you missed that boat. She probably was just a little hot that 1, he came in looking good, okay? And then 2, Kate and Nick had their little conversation because she was straight up nasty to him when he came over there after that. He asked her some type of question and she said, no, turn her little hat around, put her back to him.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Put her back to him. I was like, that behavior, it's just disrespectful. Like, you're about to be engaged to this man. Do not leave him emotionally in the cold because you saw he was looking awkward back there. Like, haha, I'll take that as a no.
And he didn't even know. He didn't even know why she was acting like that.
Yeah. It's like, she ain't no good. And this episode, I was like, okay, they might not get married neither.
Yeah, but what's so
at first
crazy,
I was thinking they was gonna have a little
after this mixer, I was like, not all these women out here got me sticking up for these men. Okay, like now Nick, he clearly got a lot going on because don't seem like nobody like him the way Joe was going in on him.
Yeah,
I was like, okay,
I was like, what is that?
Yeah, I was like, what happened? Joe was like, he's not my type of guy, but you know,
I know. But then this sort of makes me think about, like, so like, you know how like last episode when you were like, that he's giving like maybe a little sugar in the tank, and I was like, no, he doesn't give me that. I've seen so many TikToks from gay men saying that they feel like he is undercover, calling their marriage a lavender marriage, or you know, whatever, just being like, sir, like, so maybe it's some element of that the guys were just like, look, it's giving you're faking, and I don't want to be associated with that. But I don't know. I mean, I don't get it from him, but also I don't know, it could just be me.
Yeah, outside of that though, I said in these group of episodes, Nick showed up for Annie. Okay, Nick was trying to reassure her, even though he was, you know, trying to express his doubts. Even how he was like, you know, we can do the 50-50 split, or like, I can come down to the city. I don't want to take that away from you. Like, he was very compromising in that where we're going to live conversation, even though it's very clear he want to be the mountain man that he is.
The mountain,
you know what I'm saying? Like, even how he handled the conversation with Kate, like, he was apologetic. He took responsibility. And here you go, Annie, just not talking to him. Like, these ladies this season, I don't know. Like, I'm just like, what is going on? What's going on? Not y'all got me out here defending these men.
Like with Nick, it's interesting. Let's talk about the conversation in the bed where she was just like, it was just a lot. I was like, okay, Annie, showing up, girl. Like, glad to see you. But with Nick, I was unclear as to, at first I was like, okay, like, this is good. This is supportive. You're calm. You're this. But then it also was giving me like, you know, cult leader of a religious cult pastor type of like, it's okay. You know, Jesus loves us all. Like, it's okay. Like, it was giving very, I don't know what to do with it, because it's like, on one hand I'm like, this is what I guess,
no, like, not for me, not the way you do it for me, but I was like, it seemed like he was trying. I will say though, I did write down, Nick, not you being messy, talking about what all the other couples was talking about.
And her too, talking about some of them clearly, you know, they're not gonna make it, and it's like, bitch, little did you know, like 45 seconds later, y'all having whatever meltdown y'all are having.
Right. I was like, at least they got in their argument now that they thought they were never going to have. But no, I will say though, like, in that moment, I was like, he tried various ways to try and reassure her. I will give him credit for that. I think that sometimes, especially us as women, there are some moments where we just can't be reassured because we are stuck in what we are thinking based on how we are
Mm-hmm.
feeling, right?
I
And
mean, I think that's people
yeah,
though. Men do
yes,
that too.
but I will just say I feel like when like because I just think guys sometimes because they feel like they're just the most logical human beings in the world,
Mm-hmm.
they can't
Mm-hmm.
always connect with the emotions or see why
Mm-hmm.
something that they said or did can be upsetting. Like he was not understanding
Mm-hmm.
why him bringing up the fact that he was unsure could be upsetting to her. He was
Mm-hmm.
just like, "Well, I'm
Yeah.
telling you I
Mm-hmm.
love you. I'm telling you I'm still here." And in that moment, it's like Annie, I think the good thing to say here is like I just can't be reassured right now because I'm in my feelings instead of going on and
Mm-hmm.
on and on and on about it and then just getting
Mm-hmm.
more and more upset because he's not reassuring you
Yeah.
because you can't be reassured. Like this ain't the moment. This is a let's go to sleep,
Yeah.
wake up, and we'll talk about
Mm-hmm.
it later type of moment
Yeah,
because
he
you
said
just
that though.
yeah, he did. He did. That's what I'm saying. Annie needed to
Uh-huh.
recognize that there might be times,
Yeah.
girl, that your man can't reassure you because you are
Yeah.
in your emotional place about something. Not saying that you can't feel how you're feeling, but just take a
Mm-hmm.
step back and say, you know what, right now, like this is clearly a very emotional topic for me. Didn't think it would be,
Mm-hmm.
didn't know it was gonna
Mm-hmm.
be, but I know, and let me
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and let's just sleep on it because we're not getting anywhere here. Like you like it's like she was also like enticing him to keep saying the things that was pissing her off. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like for me, she just kept making it worse, and like even like that comment about like I don't need you, I
oh,
don't need you,
it was
but
definitely
I
giving
want
lick
you,
back. I'm gonna get my
like
lick back. I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna piss
right,
you off. So now you're unassured and
yes.
I'm unassured. We both out here with no assurances.
Uh,
Like,
yeah, I was like, it's just making it worse. And I think that like because I don't think Nick's gonna marry her. When he doesn't marry her, I think that's gonna be that was the turning point. I think that particular moment in conversation because even it was it the previews or was it this episode? I think it was the previews. He brought it back up because when she was saying it, it was just giving, why would I want to be with you the way you're talking like this? You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? But I think as a whole, with her, she was just so emotional in that moment. And she kept saying things as facts that were just her feelings about
yeah,
it. Like, you know what I'm saying? She was not actually reciting back to him what he was saying. And it was just like, I think what you said earlier about him being in logic and her being in emotion, that's a good description for like what that was going on between them because they just kept having this like ships passing in the night, like not meeting on
yeah,
any element of this conversation. Um,
yeah. Yeah, and
but
even
yeah.
when they got the next day or whatever when they were hashing it out and he was
Mhm.
just like, I didn't like that you were putting words in my mouth and she kind of just
Mhm.
skated over it. She was like, "Oh yeah, like sorry about that." And I love how he
Mhm.
came back and was like, "No, like that needs to not happen. Like you can't
Mhm.
do that
Mhm.
because it's not okay." That also brings a level of um it doesn't bring safety into the dynamic to know that you're
Mhm.
willing to just
Oh,
put
for
words in
sure.
my mouth and then run with
Mhm.
it. Like she was doing that in that argument and then she was like you said allowing that to be the fact and it wasn't the fact and she didn't want to take accountability for how she escalated that argument. So that's what
Mhm.
I mean. But I was like, I feel like he showed up very well in these batch of episodes. Also, love that he has a lot of hobbies. I love a man who got
He
hobbies. I'm
has
like, that man
a lot.
is busy and happy. Like I love that for Nick. Whether he like a woman or not, baby. I love that he up there doing his thing. He has his
Yeah.
hobbies. He's very
Yeah.
passionate about the things that he likes. I
Yeah.
dated a guy once who used to love DDR, Dance Dance Revolution, with the arrows.
Wow.
Yes, and he built his own DDR pad, and I
Oh,
thought it was the coolest
really?
thing in the world. He built
That's so
speakers into his
funny.
bed,
Oh,
like just just
wow.
just love to use his
Wow.
hands and like do things. And I thought it was,
Yeah.
I just think
Yeah.
it's so cool. Like it was very attractive, and he was not the most like attractive guy, but those things
Mhm.
made him
Yeah.
very very attractive, and we just had like a lot of chemistry because
Mhm.
of the things that he naturally did. Like I'm always just like interested
Yeah.
in what you're doing. So I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty cool about Nick.
Yeah, no, I wrote down, I was like, this Nick has a lot in capital letters of intense hobbies.
Yeah.
He's got a lot. Like, they're not just like, oh, I do like pickleball on the weekend or whatever. It's like, he is, what did he say? Was it hockey or
Hockey, ice
marathons?
hockey,
Yeah.
marathon running.
The little virgin corner. I don't know what that, I can't remember what that was. I was like, he got a car, just like a car. That's a car, right?
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't like, I was like, was it like a
An old school
it just
car?
looked so like, yeah, it looks so perfect that it's like he just owns
he be
all
out there
the
polishing
things.
his car.
But Nick do look like, if I believed in time machines, Nick do look like he just hopped out the 60s or whatever. That's probably where
he dressed too.
I know he missed that car, and he's like, this is the time where, you know, we used to have hobbies, all these things, because it's like modern men don't do a lot of those things. But I was like when she was going through the closet, I was like, not him having the whole village people costumes in his closet. I was like, what is all of this? Like, it was a woman's shirt. Was that a woman's shirt? It looked like either X or whatever. I don't know. Either if it wasn't his, it had to be a woman's, because it was so tiny. It was like a crop sweater, you know? Crop top sweater.
It was.
And I'm like, I know some woman is probably like, that's my shit. Because
he acted like it was his.
Or if it's not. I know.
Like it was his.
And I'm like, he had a little village people hat. I was like, bruh, Nick. Yeah. You're not beating the rumors. You're not beating the allegations in these streets with this shit in your closet. But his house was cool. I thought it was really cute. And so I'm like, this is interesting. But yeah, I do not think that they getting married. Yeah. I would be surprised, be shocked.
But yeah, they met his family, and that went pretty well. I did kind of want to circle.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, I did want to circle back to the mixer, because we didn't talk about just fallout that looks like it's brewing based on Annie finding out what Nick told Kate in the pods.
Yeah, I guess that's what she's gonna find out. Because I'm like, she didn't find out this episode, right?
Well, yeah.
Well, but I was like, when he said that he told Annie that he had previously said "I love you" to Kate, I was like, he lying. And when Kate confirmed you told her, he said, yeah. I was like, Kate, this about to circulate.
Yeah, but who was it that Annie was talking to somebody about, like, what was said, and one of the girls, whatever girl he was talking to, it might have been Allie. Yeah, it was Allie. Allie was like, well, that was also Kate's story. Like, that's the same thing Kate said, and that is what initially got Annie upset at the very end. Yeah. And so it looks like Annie's about to confirm through a conversation with Kate sure. all of the details. Yeah. But yeah, child, was like, "Whoo, hold your horses, because it's about to be a lot of trouble in paradise over her after that." So.
Right. Annie is like an interesting looking someone to me. She looks like she's very interesting. Like her what?
She looks like an elf to me. Like, she looks like she could be on.
She looks like Bewitched. Like, she looks like you used to watch Bewitched.
Yeah, she does.
Oh yeah, she look like, but she looks like more like frazzled. Like like Miss Frizzle and Bewitched, you know, together. I know her hair is not red, but it's just like her hair is just always like there. She did that hair for the mama though, because that hair was like
down.
Every
down.
Every hair was in
not
place.
Teasing it out.
The hairspray. Yeah, I know, because it does look like she teases it. She's like, I'm going for a messy look purposely, ladies. Don't worry, it's common. It's okay.
Yeah. I think she could be on the also though, like the Grinch. Like, I feel like you give her a red nose and you put all that big hair up,
right. No
it
jokes.
Is giving
no
Whoville.
It
is a little bit.
Girl, I agree. I 1000% agree. Oh my God. But some people just look like they just look. It's not that you look bad. It's just you just look like certain other things. Yeah. I agree 1000%. I remember I dated this guy one time who my friend, she was like, not with his Horton is a who looking.
Now, look, as my friends would say, you look like your folks. You look like your folks. I don't know.
Yeah, no. But speaking of looks, Kate and Annie, they really just look very similar. And I wonder if
I noticed it too in Nick, this episode. I was like, they are like, I'm like, Nick got a Nick.
It's like, but I think Kate's a little cuter. Right. I'm like, because they look so alike, I'm like, who you think look cuter right now in person, Nick, because like I know if you think she's attractive, you gotta think Kate's attractive too, because they look so similar. And I think Kate looks much prettier, and she's got like bigger boobs and everything. Yeah.
She's like, it's more like, because it's like the hair and stuff is just more put together. On top of, I think the makeup, just has a better personality.
But yeah, no, agreed. So I wonder who he thought was more attractive, if he's not, you know, faking it out here in these streets. Yeah. But okay, so anything else on them before we move on?
Nope. Let's go on to Megan and Jordan.
All right. Yes. Only couple that I think is getting married.
Yeah. You know, last week I said I don't know if anybody getting married. Megan and Jordan, I got my money on Megan and Jordan, and let me just say, Jordan is my favorite person on this cast. I love how sensible he is and like value forward. I love when they left. When Megan got upset with Jordan at the mixer and they were rehashing it out, and she was like, I don't know. And he was like, no, I don't know. You can't say I don't know. I need you to communicate. I said, you know what? This is a 10 out of 10 brother right here.
I know, right?
Said, better. That was poetry to me.
Yeah. And I love the way he reassured her, yes. like, and like just apologized. I was like, such a contrast to how when Madison brought up stuff to Joe, it was just like it was just they were both just spinning in a circle. But in this situation, not only was Jordan making her laugh, I love a man who can make you laugh. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was just sitting there making jokes, and then she's laughing, and it's like she's trying to be serious, tell him a serious thing. But it's like even the serious ones, they ain't gotta be so bad. Yes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like he's telling her that thing, he made her laugh, and then he said, okay, I will do a better job. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you want your man to respond to some shit. Like, when you bring up, because it doesn't have to be the end of the world. It's just like, I didn't really like that. It felt like you were broing it up with him, and you're not being like coupley with me when you showed up to that dynamic. Is that something you can work on? And he took every time he shows up when she has these moments, even when she was crying about like the meeting the son and like meeting the ex.
The ex-girlfriend, the baby mama, yeah. Well, I don't want to call it baby mama. The mother's child. Yeah. I mean, the child's mother.
Yeah. It's like, which I felt, I was a little like, what's this? Why is this such a big emotional moment for her? But either way, he was reassuring. He was just like, you know, you take him to the playground. This is how you know, he's just a very reassuring guy, calm. I like him.
Yeah.
You know, great guy.
Yeah,
great
and
guy.
I love that too, because I do feel like people with money, right? It's like, that's the easiest thing you can do to display love. Let me go get you an expensive gift. And he's like, no, he's going to remember the time you took him to get ice cream, when you went to the playground, and like, that's the important things. Go get him some gluten-free cone. Like, I love that. And how he was like, I want him to learn that he has to work for things, that he can't just get what he wants. And I'm just like, this is good. You know, like, even if they don't match income wise, I think she definitely can see the value in having a partner like that for if they do decide to have kids or can have kids, like that this is the man that will be raising your children.
Yeah. And yeah, I agree with that. And I also like, I hope they figure out this money thing, because I didn't see enough direct conversations about the finances in this drop of episodes. I feel like y'all gotta go beeline straight for the financial conversation, because that's the Achilles heel. Is that what they call the thing that's about to trip y'all to fuck up?
Yeah. I mean, when they were talking about the house, at least it seemed like there was more compensation than I was expecting based on the previews, because he was like, you know, it's too much house. Like, that's all we saw. But when she broke it down, and he was like, I don't want her to have to dim down her style of life for me, or to feel like I'm mooching. I feel like the type of guy that he is, though, it does not come off as if Jordan is very ego driven. And I think that is what is going to help this work, as long as she doesn't end up getting tired with him being in a specific place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I just think that what he raised, I'm glad, and that's why I'm like, he's just an honest guy. Like, what he raised about feeling like he would be mooching, that was the thing that was coming to my mind. And not saying that like just like automatically that means he's a moocher or anything like that, or like that I felt he was a moocher. No, but I'm like, it's this glaring difference in your income levels. And that house, like I'm a homeowner, and like she talking about a 1.25 to $2 million home. You get what I'm saying? Like that level of house is a lot of house.
Yeah.
That's a lot of house. Now, it depends on where you live. It depends on where you live. You know what I mean? But it's giving that like there may need to be compromises on her part too.
Yeah.
Because like I do think that is a big like the house she owns now is 1.5. Like,
well, she owns a $1.5 million
house?
house in California, and that's not a lot of house in California. That could be a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom in certain places in California.
I got you.
So it wouldn't be a lot of,
depending on where.
Yeah. So like you said, where you live. But I do agree that she probably needs to like just like some things, right? Like it doesn't need to be a 6-bedroom, maybe a 4. You know, maybe a 4-bedroom, maybe not 2 million. Let's go to 1. You know, let's go to 1 because I feel like in a lot of places now, $1 million homes are everywhere. Quite honestly, like, so for that,
no, for real, because
girl,
that's why I was like
wondering if he would allow her to like put him on. You know what I'm saying? Like meet these people, and I don't know. He's giving very much so.
Oh, you mean
I
like
to make more money.
Do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know if he's giving I like my 9 to 5, but he's giving less ambitious.
Yeah.
And that's why what she has to realize with this dynamic, if it's going to work, she's got to understand that what she's getting with him is all the stuff we've already talked about. All that warm reassurance, like she's going to get a good husband, a good father, a good partner. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be bringing the finances. I don't care what she put him on. Like he just doesn't give ambitious to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a knock against him. Say what?
So he might end up being a house husband.
He could do that.
Yeah.
He gives that he could very much do that. And I wouldn't be mad at it per se, although I'm not like a huge house husband type of person, but I wouldn't be mad at it per se. But I think that there's something innate in men that it's gonna wear at them just a little bit, unless they previously had been like bringing in all this money and they have the capacity to do that again when they're a house husband because they previously weren't bringing in a lot of money, and it's just like you can do this portion of it. But Megan said she was, and when she was talking to Mike, very traditionalist. I don't think she wants to be just out and him just in. So I don't know. I think, like I said, if she's gonna be with him, I think she's going to have to like just dial it down just a bit.
But she looked like she come from money because her sister and mama looked like they was decked out, baby. Sister had on a Gucci belt.
I didn't see all that.
They looked like they had some Cartier around the wrist, so some Van Cleefs,
and
so
whatever they was eating. That was
right. Because they made sure to show the name of the restaurant. So I was like, this must be an expensive restaurant. Usually we just see them inside, but they showed us the restaurant name, so it's probably an expensive restaurant. But let's go into the family visit because that was really cute. The sister saying that she had the dream from her dad saying like he has a son like me. I thought that was so cute. And then them like retelling the story of how her mom and dad met with the elevator doors.
That's the part I cried on, girl.
Oh. And they also had doors that just opened up. I was like, oh, this is so cute. This is so cute.
Yeah.
So cute.
That's the part I was like, I teared up.
Yeah.
And I just like their visit because you could tell he's a very authentic guy. Jordan is a very authentic guy. And I love that he was that way with the mom.
Yeah.
I love that the mom saw it immediately. The sister saw it. And it's like, it just makes you feel good when the family sees what there is to see in a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I thought it was just a lovely family visit. Just all the way.
I love too that he was like immediately okay with like joking with them when they were like, I heard you had a son. He was like, yeah, I have a 17-year-old son.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like he knows the right things to like joke about. And it's like tasteful jokes. I like that.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
And I even like in that moment, like just to give more praise to Jordan, like I loved how he was talking about their situation that happened earlier. I guess it was off camera about her being upset about her dad.
Oh, yeah.
And, to be an anniversary. And he was just like, there is accountability on my part, even in that, of not having even had the forethought to think about how this day would go. And I'm like,
Yeah.
look, I wasn't even thinking about him
Yeah.
having any fault in
Right.
that moment. But I'm like, look at him. He just looks for ways to be better, be supportive, take more accountability. And it's like, that's a very rare trait in a man. I'm sorry. It just is.
Yes.
And so I really enjoyed that aspect of him. Like, it was nice.
Yeah. And just to move on into the mixer, Mike. I'm like, Mike, here you already bringing in your cocky shit, talking about some. I would have given you an emerald cut diamond, and you expecting this girl to sit here and tell you she don't know if it's gonna work. And I was like, the pauses that they was editing in there, I was like, Megan better not say what I don't want to hear. But Megan was like, no, like I'm sure. And I had like, because I felt a little tense in that moment. Like, this is not the time to be coming in and ragging on Jordan with Mike. And I love how she was like, I don't know if you would cheat on me. I don't know if I could trust you. It's that cockiness. I'm like, yeah, get him. Let him know why you were not chosen. Like, this is why. Point blank, period.
Do your work. Yeah. Yes. Do your work.
Yeah.
Go back.
Yeah.
Because I wrote that exact same thing down as well. It was really nice for her to call him on the things specifically that were a problem, because those were the things. And I think had he not presented with some of those things, he could have gotten her. It's just that he just wasn't a warm place to land. You know, it doesn't feel like that for her. But yeah.
Last thing I wanted to bring up with them, that blended chicken. I was like,
I know. I was waiting for when we were gonna talk about that shit.
Oh my god! Like, and I know, I literally, there's a guy that I follow on Instagram. He's on like this weight loss journey. He's super huge. God. Like, he started off at like 500 pounds. And
really,
I did not know that this was a thing that guys did. I had to literally like follow, you know, sometimes a little search bar comes up of like what's similar. And there is a group of men in the gym who blend up their chicken with their electrolytes, their collagen, all their supplements to just get it down. He literally puts, the guy I follow on Instagram, he puts turmeric in it. So it's like, and then he roasts his vegetables and pours it on top of his vegetables like it's a cheese sauce.
Like, okay, let me say this. Girl, like, I was grossed out by this. I was grossed out by the drip on the lip. The milk was, it just was so gross. And it's so interesting. I do a lot of health supplement things. I don't do this shit, but I do a lot of things. And I remember my sister saying, you have an uncanny ability to eat nasty things. Like, I'll be in there like hemp, chia seeds, like, and just, you know, vegetables, slurping it down a shake, right? But this got me. And like I said, sometimes, I don't know if you know, have ever had hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are not a pleasant tasting or
put them on my salads.
Yeah, okay. So on the seeds and stuff, they look like little poppy seeds. Yeah. But when you have them as like inside of a shake, they turn the whole shake brown. Like, you could have fruit, strawberries, berries. They turn that whole thing brown. So that stuff be looking like not great. But this, I just couldn't. I was like, I cannot with this. I cannot. And so that's the only, I'm like, it's like the price this woman has to pay to get the only thing I was to get the best sex ever, to get all of these.
Yeah. No, I was surprised to see it, because again, like I said, like the guy I follow on Instagram was the first time I saw it, but like the guy on Instagram, he blends it up like with all his seasoning and stuff, so it actually has like a flavor. And so I was thinking like, now drinking it as a shake, that just seems but you know, people blend like bell peppers and stuff to make sauces. So I
do that.
I was putting it like in that thing. I was like, maybe like the chicken flavor, it'll taste a little bit like chicken broth. I don't know. But yeah, baby. Ooh. But good way to get your protein in, not having to worry about eating it. You just slurp it on down. Some people do better with beverages, especially if they're trying to hit, you know, a lot of protein in a day. There was a guy who goes to my gym. He eats like a really huge smoothie that has like eggs and like all the things in it so that he can get his protein in it. He's just like, starting off with a drink is just the best way to get him when you're trying to build muscle for him. So I'm assuming Jordan probably feels the same way.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
It's very means to an end, sort of, when you do those nasty sort of things. But I'm like, you got to eat it neatly. Drink it with a straw. Do something. I don't know.
Oh
Because
God, that
I'm
probably
like,
take
all
way
that
too
dripping
long.
on.
Way too
I
long.
know,
Way too
right?
long.
But it's like, I just would be like, I promise I'd be like, please drink this out of my sight.
Yeah.
Like, I don't ask much of you. But like, you have to drink it out of my sight. And I cannot even, you got to rinse out like the cup.
Yeah.
After, because I can't even see the afterness.
Yeah,
You know, it's just gonna have to be out of sight, out of mind. Because it's like, I might have a problem kissing you after this. I'm sorry. Like, you know,
That's
that
crazy.
I'm not even playing.
It's
I'm
probably
not
not all of
playing.
that. It's probably not all of that. But
Oh, it would be for me. I'm sorry. It
oh,
would
so
be
weak.
for me.
So let's go ahead and move into Allie and Anton. Baby, I'm like, I don't know about this one. Like,
Yeah.
Anton clearly likes to have
Yeah.
a good time, and he can't have a good time with
Yeah.
Allie. Like, you can tell every single time liquor is in the mix, she is uncomfortable. She's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
This,
I know when she was talking about the mimosas, I'm like, a mimosa? Okay. I was like, she must be health conscious, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. I mean, she's a nurse, so I don't blame her at
Mm-hmm.
all. She sees, and she's an
Mm-hmm.
overnight nurse. You know, like if you overnight, you're
Yeah.
seeing the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
So I can
And that's
only,
already a lot of stress on your body
yeah,
being people who do the night shift, they die sooner.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
She already talking about
it's
some
not
being sleep deprived and stuff. So
mm,
yeah, it's definitely given. She likes to be as healthy as possible. And
mm,
Anton, although he is a night driver, I'm confused too as to why you want to get up and drink every day.
mhm,
I didn't know
mhm.
he was driving. I'm like, yeah, that is actually unhealthy.
It sounded like he teach people to drive. I don't even know.
Child, teaching
Train people.
people to
I don't
drive, you
know.
around driving, your job deals with driving, you need to be alert. You need to be alert.
I
You don't
know,
need to
right?
be, I mean, maybe he
Yeah,
not
no, I
slumped
agree.
by the time he go to work, but if you already not getting great sleep and all you do is party, I can just imagine what that looks like in a couple of
Yeah.
years. But yeah, so they met up with Anton's friends that have been together for 4 months.
I
I was a
know.
little bit like, I don't like the girl. I'm sure she had like a lot of truth to what she was saying. At the same time, I was
Yeah.
like, did you know him before y'all actually got together? Was it y'all met and then all of a sudden? Because if you've only known him for 4 months, you don't know that
You
much
don't really
about
know.
Anton. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then if you know that much
Yeah.
about Anton, then your man and Anton probably spend way too much time together. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
so it's like, how do you know all of it? Like, she probably knows that they went to strip clubs because maybe he told them or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
she making it seem like these are two party animals who just don't stop. And
Yeah.
I just feel like it wasn't the place for that. And I don't know if she is the
Yeah.
person for that.
And yeah. I also feel like, what if your man, girlfriend of 4 months, is just telling you things about Anton, just the way Anton was saying, oh, he homeboy, he the party boy, and her man telling her
Right.
that about Anton, and so they just have this skewed perception of who the other person is. Now I will say that her man, he's giving party.
Yeah.
He's giving, like,
He sat down and said, "Where the shot?"
yes, yes. And so I don't know, but I'm like, also, where does conversation? Like, did they have a conversation, Allie and Anton, about this? She kept it, oh, we're going to have this conversation later. And no conversation came. I didn't see one.
Yeah, they didn't give it to us.
Yeah, so I'd like to know what happened. What was going on with this conversation?
Yeah.
Because what did he say as a response to that? And are you going to try to go to strip clubs? Or are you leaving him alone forever? And then also, it's like, I would be like, when is the last time you went to a strip club? Like, I'm the queen of questions. You know what I'm saying? When was the last time you went to a strip club? Because I do think her thoughts are very valid in terms of, like, if you were just doing this a couple months ago,
right?
I don't know if this is like
Marriage minded.
Get out the system. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the friend did say, I give you two weeks. And I don't know if, to come back. Right. And we just saw that in Love is Blind UK with, what was it, Cal? His friend and his brother were like, I don't know about this, and they know you best. And so that, I feel like that had some weight to it, but it also felt like the girlfriend was kind of driving her own, the girlfriend of the friend was driving her own motives in that conversation. Almost as a way of like, us two against them, because like, I need my man to stop doing X, Y, and Z. And it's like, sounds like you just need to have a conversation with your man that moved in with you after a day.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, is he homeless?
Yeah.
But whatever. But and also it's like you don't know him. 4 months is not a long time to know anybody. So I don't feel like you know Anton that well to
Yes.
be speaking. Like he's not. I never thought of him as a Marion type or Marion kind. It's like you just don't know him that well.
Yeah.
It's giving like if I was Allie, I would have. I mean, it is an alarming thing to have someone say, and you see the evidence with your own eyes that his friend is giving party.
Yeah.
So it is kind of like, but I would have a conversation with
Yeah.
Anton about it.
For sure. For
But
sure.
yeah, that was about the biggest drama that they had. I didn't really have, too many other notes about Allie and Anton.
Yeah.
Like
No.
even
That is
even the
their. That
cleaning
is.
and cooking stuff didn't really fire off
Yeah.
that much,
Not like it was.
in this
Not like the
episode.
previews
Yeah.
made it seem like it was.
Yeah, but maybe there's more to come.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there is a scene that I saw in the last time where she's like, he said something about somebody cleaning up after them. Was that?
Well, yeah, she
I don't
said
know.
that
Maybe that
when
was the
she was in
scene.
graduate
Yeah, her
school,
mom.
that her mom did a
Yeah.
lot of the cleaning and the cooking.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely giving she needs like a support around. She asked for the private chef. Now he did
Yeah,
say he
my
make
admin
enough
girl.
for her to not work while she's in school.
All men say that until they get the bill.
Yeah,
I ain't got
yeah.
time.
But then she said she wanted separate funds because Botox is a lot.
I know. I be like a lot of people that get cosmetic enhancements. It just surprises me because I'm pretty sure this girl does not need anything to plump
What
her
do
face
you
up.
need it?
She's very youthful,
Yes.
and I know she's like, that's the Botox, but it's like, is it really though, or is it like, girl,
You just doing it to
you
keep
know,
up with everybody else because they say this is the thing.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Because, like, people can say whatever they want to say. But I'm very, very big on, like, us trying not to do as much as we can while we're, like, because this world is so toxic. And, like, all these things we're willingly putting in our bodies. But anyway, that's just my little rant.
To the listeners who do. But anywho, oh, wait, now, before, we do need to get to back to the mixer with Patrick and Anna. But I did want to bring up Nick and Annie really quick, or Kate. When Nick was talking to Kate brought up the fact that he said that he would never get there with Annie.
I mean, I remember her saying that, but I was like, did he say that?
I don't
remember. Because he said he never said it. I was like, I don't know.
I don't remember him saying that in a pause, but I wrote down here, roll the tapes. That better be in the reunion. That better be in the reunion. I want to think. I want to see it. But that was all about them. Okay. Patrick and Anna. What did you think about her being like, if I'm in the back of your mind, you shouldn't have proposed?
It felt like emotionally manipulative. Yeah. I will say that. It feels like, Anna, you trying to put this like baggage or like this responsibility of you leaving and ghosting on him, and like, oh, I obviously wasn't, your number, like, girl, whatever he did with Kacie has nothing to do with how he felt about you, because I think all of us could see with Kacie that he was a little desperate. You get what I'm saying? He was a little desperate, and he kept moving despite signs, because I think he just wanted to be with someone. I don't know. So I ain't like that. And also, when you lead a pod, I feel like you should be gone, stay gone. Yeah. Like, if you lead a pod, you lead a whole show. Why do people coming back on the mixer? I ain't like that. And I'm also like, the same conversation you had with him outside, you could have had that conversation with him inside. Yeah. And so I wasn't a fan of Anna. I wasn't a fan of seeing this. I wasn't a fan of this conversation. And it felt like she was gaslighting him, or like something. I don't know if gaslighting is the right word, but it was like, you could see in Patrick's face, like he was just not knowing what to say to her. Yeah. Because it's like, you were my number one, and you're trying to say it wasn't. You're trying to reorient reality for me. And it's like, and it's kind of like you're doing it in a way to take the blame off of you a little bit, or make you be like, we're all in this together. Like, you weren't up for me, I wasn't. It's like, girl. Yeah.
100% agree. 100% agree. I definitely was like, I just kept writing down, but you left. But you left. Like, you bowed out, and you didn't even give him the decency of a conversation when you left. Like, yeah. So yeah, that was that. But I am hoping that maybe they can figure out a way to move past their differences, maybe, and possibly see what can happen. But I will say, if anybody in that dynamic Patrick, I'm just like, you deserve a great woman. So hopefully that comes his way and he doesn't move
I don't
out
even
of
know.
desperation. Huh?
Something about Patrick ain't right to me. I don't know. Like, I can't even stamp that he deserves a great woman because something about him ain't right. Like,
Yeah, I
I don't
think he's
know.
gonna make a.
Like,
I think he has the makings of a good partner. I think he just needs to lean into his discernment. I think he needs to develop the courage to lean into his discernment. Because there's discernment that he could have had also in this conversation with talking to Anna.
Like, the one thing I think about with Patrick, the reason why I have a little pause on him is because of how he handled the situation of of once Anna left, just being like, oh, almost at times like just jumping on Kacie. It was giving desperation, and there's something about that I think he needs to work through before I would be like, oh, let's put him off, let's find him another woman. It's like there's something there. I don't know. Something was there
Yeah,
with him to
yeah,
me. But
yeah. I
anyway,
think
um,
it's picking better. I don't think that takes away from the partner he would show up to be though. And so that's why I'm like, okay, like, there's something good there. I did also when he was recollecting like the what happened and basically how Kacie just ghosted him after
yeah,
I
we didn't
guess
talk about that. Yeah.
hitting him up or whatever. I don't know if you saw
Mm.
Kacie was on. It might have been People magazine. I don't know what she was on, but she lightly
He said
tried.
it was a day later, so I don't
Yeah,
think it was. Yeah,
yeah,
he said it was a day
yeah.
later.
But she was like, I hit him up first, and then was like, I still need time. It's a lot. We'll probably cover it in the next drop of episodes, so we can do our own research on what's been going on with them. But it's like, Kacie, girl, it's nothing you could do, girl. The damage is done. The damage is
Yeah,
done.
the damage is
Yeah,
done. It
yeah.
really is.
And I
And I
was with
think
him. He
like,
was like, "You didn't even give it a night. Like you just a couple of hours after the
yeah,
reveal, you out of here. Like that is
yeah.
cold. That was cold."
Yeah. And then it's the way I think he said that like uh at a certain point before he asked for the ring back, she said she not gonna get a ring back.
Oh
Cause she said she ain't want to get that ring back. You missed that part?
no, I heard him.
Yeah,
I heard I didn't want to get that ring
okay,
back.
okay.
Oh you.
Yeah. But he was basically saying like it seemed like she was basically not responding to him even before that or whatever. And he probably said that ring thing out of anger, to be honest, because I don't think they pay for the ring, do
They
they?
do pay for the ring.
They pay for the
Yeah,
ring.
remember
No,
Anton
they
said I
don't. I thought
paid five
Netflix give
thousand
it to
dollars
them.
for this ring. They pay for
No,
the rings. They also pay for their weddings. Or do they pay
do
for? No,
they
they don't. I
really?
don't think they pay for all
I
of the
don't think
weddings. I
they
think there's some parts they do pay
do.
for, but not the whole thing. So it's a pretty big.
I gotta look back. We
But
gotta do
no,
some
they pay.
research and we gotta
Anton
find out.
said
But
I
yeah.
paid 5K for that ring.
That's what he said. I thought he
That's why she
said
was
that the
like
ring was
5K isn't enough.
5K. I thought he said the ring was 5K, not
No,
I
he said
paid
after I
5K.
just spent 5K on the ring, and she was like 5K. A ring should be like 10K. They paid for the rings, and she most definitely should have gave that ring back.
That's if they do pay for the rings, that's actually good. I actually like that because it puts a little bit more skin in the game for these guys.
Yeah, I mean that's even why Nick was like, I could have found you that emerald cut because they pay for it.
Yeah.
They pay for it.
Interesting.
But
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
hmm
Okay.
But that is these drop of episodes. Make sure you hit the subscribe
Mhm.
button, that notification bell. Check out our recap for the first drop of episodes, and we will catch you next week.
Bye.